Hey guys, what's up? It's Kay Jones here, coming at you with another video. I'm on my lunch break and it is a beautiful day, and I was thinking about this. I was watching a YouTube video that discussed how millennials are less likely to get married. And I was thinking about this and just kind of forming my own opinion and speculation on it, and I had some interesting thoughts. I was kind of reading up online about the labor statistics. I think it's from the census about marriage and everything, and also the American Psychological Association, all that kind of stuff. And statistics are statistics. At the end of the day, there's so many reasons why humans have changes in their lives and cultural changes and whatnot. So this video is purely going to be my speculation and my opinion, and it's not fact or anything like that, so disclaimer. No facts. The only thing I will say, that let's start with something from the census, that is 40 to 50% of couples divorce. Married couples divorce. So I say 40 to 50% because it changes every year. I think that's over the past 10 years, since 2000 and something. I don't know. I said 40 to 50% on average. So you could take 40% as the low end and 50 as the high end, as you please, with the margin of error. So I think millennials are less likely to get married because of many different reasons. I think one, that I think women are starting to make more money because culturally things have changed more. Women used to not go to college, not go into any type of degree field that would benefit them for money. Women are having kids later in life, not so early. Not all women, of course, just small cultural changes. So you have women having kids later in life and therefore are kind of starting careers for themselves in their early 20s. And I think that makes a difference because there have been statistical evidence that when a woman starts to make more than a man, it can hurt a marriage, or it can make a man's ego feel a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Another thing is, I think men are starting to realize that they don't have to be married, when it's signing a contract for men, and I don't think marriage benefits men. If you think about it, in the 60s, let's go to the 1960s, men, when they got married, the women didn't work. They stayed at home with the kids most of the time. Men made all the money, and so they had to go to work every day for the rest of their life till 60 plus after they retired. If the marriage didn't work out, the woman got custody of the children, and the man never got to see them, and he's paying child support. And on top of that, they're signing a contract of marriage with, you're going to lose 50% of your assets if you divorce. And most of the time, the man is the one that provides all those assets, especially in the 1960s and etc. And on top of that, there's just a good chance that you won't be able to see your kids. And you're going to be forced by the court to pay all this child support. So it didn't really seem like a good deal in the long run for a man. And I think men are starting to realize that they're being more careful. And I think that women are too. I think it's this whole careful culture is because of our parents being divorced. I mean, my parents were divorced, and my mother was remarried 3 or 4 times. And going through that, it kind of devalued marriage. Not that it should be... Actually, it devalued it, and at the same time created more value to it. For me, getting married is a very scary thing, and I'm terrified because of, how little it was valued in my childhood, and I want it to be the opposite. That being said, I feel like a lot of people like myself have grown up in divorced families, and finding out that marriage may not be what it seems. Those who grow up in those perfect families, it's different. On top of that, I think millennials, it shows that we are less likely to get married because we're marrying later. When you're marrying at 28, 29, it's going to look like less adults, 18 or older, are getting married because they're not marrying until their late 20s rather than marrying at 19 like our grandparents did. So I think there's a whole bunch of that, and I think women are making more money. There's more equality. I think men are figuring out that they don't need to get married. They don't need to work the rest of their life and make a commitment to something that didn't work out for their parents. And women are finding that out too. You know, I think all of the things I've mentioned, I think it's a cultural shift in that marriage is becoming an option and not an obligation. It never was an obligation, but culturally, if you were a woman who wasn't married by the time you were 25, you were probably some just cranky woman or something. I don't know. Like, it was just so uncommon before the 1970s to not be married before 25. And now, the fact that people aren't getting married to their 30s, it shows just how people are taking their time. And some people don't ever get married. And I think that is because now it's more socially acceptable. I think women don't want children till later too. You know, so I mean, the average age, I think before 2010, the average age to get married was like, I read about this, I can't remember, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't remember. I think it was like 22, maybe it was like the 1980s or something. At one point in time, I don't know what year or how long ago or how recent, the average age was like 22 for a man and just 20 something for a woman. That may have been the 1960s. And now it's 28, 29. So anyway, I thought this was a really interesting topic. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that marriage has become culturally different. I think men and women both are kind of seeing things differently. And it's going to be very interesting to see how my kids are going to be raised. And it makes me think, I think children, in my opinion, I think children thrive when the mother and the father are married. And I think that the only reason probably that there needs to be a marriage is for the children. Children thrive having both parents there consistently and help out. Other than that, I don't see really the purpose and need to do it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comment. It's definitely an interesting topic. I'm gonna go back to work. And why do y'all think that millennials are less likely to get married? What is your opinion? So thanks for watching, guys.